Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Thursday, November 14th, 2024. So, on a day that if it were in February would be a great day for Valentine's, did you do the crossword?
I did.
Did you find the crossword to be, even though it's November, lovely?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you find it to be challenging?
It certainly was challenging. For me, anyway.
Okay.
How about for yourself?
Well, I found it much, much easier than yesterday's. As you recall, I was struggling on yesterday's, so I believe I did this an hour and 45 minutes faster than I did. I know, that just tells you what a disaster Wednesday was. No, I didn't understand quite what was going on until I got the theme. The theme helped immensely because prior to that, my rationalization circuits were working overtime to try and explain why this answer or that answer would work. For example, 17 down, I had a certain bribe. I called it a kick. And I thought, okay, maybe a kick is some sort of slang for bribe. Or 35 down, retrace one's steps, track. I suppose if you're tracking yourself, you're retracing one's steps. So I was doing that all over the grid.
I did a fair amount of that too.
And then I finally got the revealer, and then I understood, oh, yes, this makes a whole lot more sense now. Right. So, but I knew there was something going on because I did feel like I was fighting the crossword a lot more. Sort of like the obvious clues just weren't there. There was, I think, one obvious clue. There was only one gimme for me, and that was 8 down, Blank Rogers, a.k.a. Captain America. Well, that's Steve. Yes. That was the gimme for me.
Okay.
Other than 12 across, iron-rich molecule in blood was heme. I knew that one too, but
very good.
Those were the two gimmies for me. Did you have any particular difficulty? Was it just all theme related?
Well, it was theme related, and then I did get the revealer clue, which was 46 across. Hit rock album of 1980 depicted 3 times by this puzzle. And the answer to that was Back in Black. I don't even know whose album that was. Do you know whose album that was?
I don't know. Would it have been that old country western guy?
No.
What's his?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
I have no
Back
idea.
in Black?
Well, maybe. Anyway, maybe you can look that up while I'm explaining the
Well, there's a thought.
So there were certain clues. This is the way I solved it. There were certain clues that just didn't make sense. Okay, but if you knew about the Back in Black, then that certainly helped a lot, and it really made it much easier. But like for example, right in the middle of the puzzle, 30 across, went all out, and the answer to that was didn't hold, but there was a black square right after that, and so I thought, didn't hold back, and the back would be in black because it was a black square.
Right.
So I thought, there's like 3 places where you've got 3 of these, and then I found the other one, 19 across, motor coaches, and it was seat drivers. But no, there was a black square in front of that, so it was backseat drivers. So I thought, this isn't hard at all. I just got to find one more of these. Well, as it turned out, I wasn't able to get a lot of the puzzle filled in because that back was not just for 1 clue. It was actually for 4 clues. Every clue, 2 across and 2 down, that surrounded that black square where the back was situated had the word back in it.
Right.
For example, the backseat driver, the clue on the
to the left.
To the left of that, 18 across, was uninhabited wilderness, and the answer was out. Well, not really. It was out back because you had that black square with the back in it. And the one above that square, 3 down, was temporary defeat, and the answer was set. or setback. And the one below it was 22 down, recant an opinion, and the answer to that was pedal. And this is where I figured out, oh, it's back pedal. That back was not just for the clue in front of it or behind it. It was also for the clue above it and below it.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 different ways. And the great thing about it, you know, I love this. When you solve the problem, when you solve the puzzle, the word back appeared in those 3 black squares, written in white.
Right.
But it was a little bit of animation, and you know I like that. So anyway.
Yes. By the way, Back in Black was by AC/DC, the rock group.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, Johnny Cash was known as the man in black,
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose if he ever came back, he would be the back man in black.
The man in Back in Black, yes. But yeah, okay, that's probably why I didn't know it, because I was not an AC/DC fan back in the day.
Right.
So okay.
So yes, you're right. You're absolutely right that the revealer here made that knowing the theme made a huge difference here. Sometimes you could just ignore the theme,
mm-hmm.
and I was sort of trying to not figure out why I was having so many problems, but eventually I got into that corner and I realized it was Back in Black, and I'm like, oh, Back in Black, got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and just when I thought it was just for 1 clue, and then I thought, oh, maybe it's for 2, but then when I realized it was for all 4, that made it so much easier to solve. Like 19 down, out of my way. Well, it was stand. That was the word, but there was a black square underneath it, and that's where the juncture of those 4 back answers were. So that was stand back, not just stand, but stand back. Oh yeah.
I think it helped that the answers weren't obvious, right? It wasn't that you'd look at something and say, oh, that has to be something back.
No.
Like, I mean, 19 across was just a brilliant clue. Motor coaches and its backseat drivers.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's splendid. And then even uninhabited wilderness. Well, in retrospect, outback makes perfect sense. But I don't know. I had out. I wasn't sure quite where to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know 40 down. The move, let's see, what was that? The move famously performed by figure skater Surya Bonali at the 1998 Winter Olympics, and that was backflip.
Right.
She did a backflip?
Yeah.
Was that deliberate, or did she just lose control?
No, I think it was deliberate.
Okay. I mean, actually, it might even be more impressive if she lost control and did a backflip.
Right.
Boy, she was moving fast.
Mm-hmm. And like with your 17 down, you were talking about certain bribe.
Yes.
And the answer was kick.
Right.
But of course there was a back after that, so it was kick back.
Yep.
So.
Which made a lot more sense than just kick.
Yes.
And also 35 down. Retrace 1 steps, backtrack.
Right.
Yes, that's the right answer, not just track.
It was backtrack.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very satisfied to see all that come together.
Yeah. It was very cleverly done.
Yes.
But it did take me a while to kind of figure out what was going on there.
Right. And Matthew Fiala, who did this, had to come up with 12 clues that worked just like that and get them to fit. So this could not have been trivial.
No. One of them was a bit of a stretch, 37 across. Red carpet attire was a less dress, or backless dress.
Backless. Mm-hmm. So if something's backless, what's keeping it attached?
Well, it does have a. I mean, it's eventually the back of the woman is revealed. But,
Gasp.
But the rest of it goes all the way around.
I see. Okay.
From the waist down, it goes all the way around.
That's a relief. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So.
I knew that I was somewhat tired as I was working on this because 39 across, award first given by King George V in brief, and it was OBE.
Right.
I couldn't come up with that at the beginning. It's just like, oh, I know it's this thing that all these Brits get whenever they want to honor them. And eventually...
Order of the British Empire.
Wow, you even know what it stands for.
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you know what DKNY stands for?
Donna New York.
I'm still kicking myself for yesterday.
But that's when, that's like Sir. The people who get that, if they're a man, then they're called Sir.
Right.
Like Sir Paul McCartney.
Yep.
Or if it's a woman, it's Dame. Like Dame Judi Dench.
Or Dame I presume it was Dame Agatha Christie.
Yep.
But maybe they made the award just for her. It was, let's see, King George V. That would have been around the time of her, I think. Maybe.
Could be. Yeah.
Let's see, what else did they have? Well, they had, I thought it was interesting that they had 33 down. West Coast Hub for United Airlines, SFO, for San Francisco. Right. And then they had 42 across, blank mo, slow mo. Right. So we had SFO and slow in one grid. And we also had 55 across. Big Ben EG was Bell.
Right.
And the one beneath it, 58 across, make some noise, yell.
That's right.
You know, I went for make some noise, and I thought, I just put down yell, and I thought, that can't be right. But turned out I got lucky.
I was having trouble in the area right next to that middle, kind of the middle lower area, because I had 38 down. What Count Von Count is a parody of course, he's on Sesame Street, and he's a parody of Dracula. So I had the A at the end. And then that cross with 59 across, Pet Welfare Org. And I thought, oh, PETA.
Right.
So I put in PETA. And I just tried to make that work so long. And it didn't. It was SPCA. So so anyway. But yeah, I was just flailing there for a while. But I just knew PETA or PETA, however they pronounce that, was correct, but it was not.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think I might have started with PETA first and then switched to SPCA when nothing was happening. Nothing good was happening.
Except Dracula.
Well, they had 43 down, which was hyperactive, and I think I had it starting with an M.
Yes.
Because for 43 across, and of course, I mean, I know that Manic does start with an M, but the cross clue that gave me that M was blade seen on the Angolan flag. And I thought I had enough letters. The second letter was an A, and I thought, ooh, it's katanas. I get to use katanas again. But that was plural, and here it distinctly says blade. Turned out to be machete.
That's correct.
That gave me the M. That gave me the Manic. So I thought it can't be PETA.
No.
So let's hear it for the SPCA.
That's right.
I thought 49 was tricky. X1, X3, X5, and X7. I thought they're points on an axis or something, but it was BMWs.
Yes, I did not know that. So that, too, was giving me grief in that area.
That's an interesting naming scheme.
Yeah.
I mean, it's BMW. You figure they'd go with W1, W3 to just sort of subtly remind people.
Right.
You know, because that probably is like maybe that's a selling point for Tesla. I don't know. Let's see. Do they have a Tesla? Do they have a Tesla X? Maybe not. I guess it's a Tesla Y.
I have no idea. But I do notice that more car companies are just giving their cars numbers for names.
Really?
Or, like Honda CRV. I drive a Honda CRV. So yeah. Numbers are just letters and dashes.
No, I won't buy any of those. Mine have to have a name. They have to have a birth certificate. All of that before I'll consider investing. Let's see, what else was novel here? Game show billed as the world's largest obstacle course, Wipeout.
Wipeout, yes.
You say that with the air of someone who has seen Wipeout.
I've seen a little snippet of it, and yes, it is like a big obstacle course where where people run across like bridges made of foam rubber, and they have to not fall into the water, or they've got things that they have to jump over, and so no obstacle course.
So no tsunamis are involved.
I don't think so.
Because I figured with Wipeout, I just thought I had this picture of a Hawaiian person riding the crest of a wave somewhere. Let's see here. Like the majority of products sold at H Mart, Asian. That was hard for me.
I don't even know where you find an H Mart. I don't
probably
think there's one in Northeast Wisconsin.
It's probably right next to the K Mart. No, that would be next to the J Mart. I don't know, somewhere around here. There must be one, or unless there isn't. Let's see. What to expect when you're expecting? Baby.
That's right.
I thought that was sort of cute.
Mm-hmm. I also like 6 down. Check for a flat. Rent.
Yes.
That was a great quote.
Oh, boy. That took... At first, I had tone because I thought... and then I thought it was maybe note. I thought it was... they were going for something musical there.
Oh.
Didn't we have a flat boat the other day and it was raft? We had flat something that was raft.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I thought I didn't really quite grasp 54 down name tag ? Was nay.
54.
54 down. Sorry.
Oh, knee. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay, because there is an accent aigu over the first E, so it should really be nay, but...
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, don't change how you pronounce things on
I just always pronounce it that way because, when you read it in an English publication, they'll say like, Mary Nee Smith Jones, so.
Well, it'll read that, but they won't actually
But
say
they won't. They
it.
won't.
There's
no,
the trouble.
But they don't put any
Right.
little accent marks or anything, so it looks like knee.
And of course, no accents show up in the grid because they're all capital letters, and
That's right.
the New York Times doesn't want to touch that one.
Mm-hmm. But it's actually nay. Now I know.
Mais oui.
Mm-hmm.
27 down. Those who apply themselves? ? Job seekers.
Yep.
That was sort of cute.
Yep.
And let's see. Smooth barked shade tree was a beach.
Yep.
I had trouble there because I didn't know 35 down. The former NFL quarterback Tim
Tebow.
I thought I knew the bow part of it, but I wasn't sure what came before.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to work that through the crosses. Of course, I didn't know some of the crosses, but all right. Well, I think that is it for today. So just like 60 across, key above tilde, ESC for escape, we shall now escape. And hope everyone's enjoying these podcasts. Let us know. crosswordpodcast@icloud.com. And we'll be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.